So happy to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. What a familiar faces. So many new ones.
How do you know? She's like familiar faces. I said, how do you know?
Thank you everybody for joining us. So we're so excited about this event and what in conjunction with this wonderful exhibition, Asian Sustained, Margaret Fabrizio and Kawandis, and we have the pleasure of being joined today by Margaret Fabrizio herself.
Yay!
Margaret is going to take us through the show, give us a short introduction to what we're seeing here today. And we'll also unveil one of her new quilts, never seen before quilts, called Purple. And after this, everybody will be invited to take a seat and we'll have a moderated part of the event with the creator of the exhibition, Hanna Regev.
Yay, Hanna.
Yay!
So, if you are new to our space, welcome. We're excited to have you be a part of our community. We are a gallery in the community art space. We do exhibitions, of course, but also a lot of programming in conjunction with the exhibition, as well as creative art programs. If you have any questions about programming, please feel free to stay after the event, ask me or Ashley here, who's also part of the table team. We're happy to answer any questions you might have. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Hanna. We'll give us
Good evening, and it's so nice to see all of you. And of course, if you curate the show, you want people to come. And this exhibition is very meaningful with you being part of it and being an interesting viewing audience. Some of you probably know Margaret, and during the course of discussing it and digging deeper and having her resurrect her memories and experiences, you will also see that there are some references to friends who contributed swatches of fabric. And as this exhibition is about cross-cultural and really looking how, when I looked at her work, I just saw that the collection of all these fabrics are much more than the United Nations, and they all get together. It's like they live okay, they coexist. And now when I really think about the details and knowing that some of you have a part of it because you contributed some of the fabrics. And so there is another community, a much more intimate, that was created here. So I just, I won't say much, and I think as we go through this walking tour, the personality and the creativity will be, will just be unveiled here. And so I don't want to take anything away from that experience. And I just want to say that as far as the curation is concerned, so there are 3 topics that we covered. You see in front of you primary colors, and then you see the secondary, with the one that we are about to unveil, completes the set. And then we have a whole series of quilts that are just a very small selection from places where she traveled. And then some of them she actually created them at the places where she was hosted or visited and so forth. She will tell you more about it. And then we have also, and the third topic is about contemporary and also gets into the process of improvisation, which is really the running thread through Margaret's Kawandis and that of the CD women in India who came from Africa, were brought by the Portuguese to India and got stuck there. Okay, so that's my introduction, and you take it away. And let's just welcome her along.
Yay!
Thank you all for coming, and I'm very thrilled that Ruth's table has brought me to the table. Thank you very much. One thing that I have been interested in was just dealing with one color range, how much you could do with one color. And I find generally that if you have a limitation, things open up because you're stuck with a narrow material. So then you have to be inventive and creative, and wonderful things happen. I should say right now, I'm not modest. I get very excited about my own work, and I just sorry. So we have red. I call it very red. The reason I call it that is because when I first finished it, I hung it up in a room in my bedroom, and I suddenly noticed that every time I walked into the room, I always said, "It's very red." So I called that very red. The next one I did was it's down the road there, green. Yellow is fairly recent. Hello, yellow. And it's got maybe 20 different fabrics in it of different lace. I will use anything. If I'm turned on by it, it could be burlap. I don't care what it is. If it's just the right thing. And so there's all kinds of things in here, lace and denims, eyelets, a lot of different things. This one, I guess you know what color this is. I don't have a lot to say about it, except it may just be blue, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. What I really feel is that these quilts, as opposed to a quilt like a traditional grandmother's garden or log cabin or ocean waves or something that is made, that you can, when you see it, you've seen it. But with these, the longer you look at them, the more you see. It takes a long time. I've always seen new things because they're improvised. You're not doing it with a plan, one piece at a time, just one marching along. So it's always a surprise. Now, Ruth's table is the guilty party here. I had to make orange. They wanted orange. Oh, you don't have an orange? So I made orange for this show. Yes. And with that, I've never seen a round quilt around Kawandis. It was just 2 a.m. in the morning when I woke up and said, I could make an orange. So that's how we got that one. The green, I was entering a show.
Margaret, can you talk about certain pieces there that are so distinct?
Well, there's a lot of very interesting little pieces here. There's this very odd piece. There's some fabric that I got from Joe Cunningham. There's a piece that Orsini, who's here tonight. This is a fabric that she designed. It's, they're from India. This is somebody gave me this. She got it in Benares at the Burning Ghat. It's a cremation cloth. I only used a very small amount of that. I'm saving the big piece for moi. So, lots of different things there. A little bit of barbed wire, some orange. So with green, I entered this show that they wanted green art. That's all they said. It was a call for entry, green art. So I made this for that show. Of course, it was rejected, but no problem. Now we have it, see. And it's the first piece where I started actually branching out from just dealing with rectangular shapes and putting in curved pieces and sort of loosening up. It has some brocades in it. It has a dollar bill in it. The green side, afterwards you can look and see if you can find it. A little bit of green fur material, part of a girl's dress, the neckline part, a brocade, a lot of different things. And then I thought we were all set, but then Hanna starts, we need her. Fortunately, this show is up so long, we can view purple, made for you.
Oh.
And we are lucky to unveil it here.
Oh, yes. Oh. Ooh. Wow. Wow. Love it.
Oh yes, you got a little tassel thing. Yes. I mean, I don't know how I wind up with all these odd things. People will give them to me, and I see them lying on the street or something. I don't go shopping at Brydex. So I had this with these little tassels on it. So cute. And then there's some very interesting fabric that's a cut design over thin net. So I put some lavender fabric behind that net, so that then when I quilted, I only quilted through the net. This is part of a girl's dress. This part here. So that's it. Associated with spirituality, with holiness, and of course royalty. And about a month ago, when Queen Elizabeth died, so her crown was on a purple cushion, and then the fabric was also purple, royalty. And when we started having all those kingdoms, from Persian to Egyptian to Roman, purple was worn by the elite, and it was very difficult to produce it. And there are those snails where they take a drop out of their gland. So you need to create these coats or whatever they were wearing, vests. So it took 9,000 of them to be killed in order to produce 1 gram. So it just tells you, and so then because of the rarity, it was expensive. So not everybody could wear it, and it was not permitted by law.
And I think in Japan or somewhere, if you dare to wear purple, they will kill you. Okay, so, and only in 19th century, purple got through the chemical process, and they are able to produce it now in abundance. Okay, so that's my take on that purple, and I love it.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
So is that it?
So now maybe we can move a little bit and go to the section that starts our international topic. Okay? Please follow us.
Here. Oh. When you get rid of that, I'll take it.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Another quilt.
You want me to put it? It's ready made.
Yeah. That's
So these. Just a few of pieces that I made when I was traveling. Whenever I'm traveling, well, one thing, I always spend at least a month wherever I go. So I take my thread, special thread on my needles, but I don't take any fabric. But I know I'm going to want to make pieces, but I want to just confine it to fabric that I find while I'm there. So it means more to me. So, for instance, I made this in Mexico, and this is a store with all these little lace trims and things. This I made in India with an Indian artist, Devayani Kachare, she's a great expert in embroidery. And so we did a collaboration. She did the center part, and then I have it in a Kawandi